These people think so loftily of themselves, and so contemptuously of everybody else, that it requires more generosity than I possess to keep always in perfectly good humour with them. Jotting down the little acrimonies of the moment in my journal, and transferring them thence, when they happen to be tolerably well expressed, to these pages, it is very possible that I may have said things which a profound observer of national character would hesitate to sanction, though never any, I verily believe, that had not more or less of truth. If they be true, there is no reason in the world why they should not be said. Not an Englishman of them all ever spared America for courtesy's sake or kindness, nor, in my opinion, would it contribute in the least to our mutual advantage and comfort if we were to besmear one another all over with butter and honey. At any rate, we must not judge of an Englishman's susceptibilities by our own, which, likewise, I trust, are of a far less sensitive texture than formerly. And now farewell, my dear friend, and excuse, if you think it needs any excuse, the freedom with which I thus publicly assert a personal friendship between a private individual and a statesman who has filled what was then the most august position in the world. But I dedicate my book to the friend, and shall defer a colloquy with the statesman till some calmer and sunnier hour. Only this let me say, that, with the record of your life in my memory, and with a sense of your character in my deeper consciousness as among the few things that time has left as it found them, I need no assurance that you continue faithful forever to that grand idea of an irrevocable union, which, as you once told me, was the earliest that your brave father taught you. For other men there may be a choice of paths, for you but one, and it rests among my certainties that no man's loyalty is more steadfast, no man's hopes or apprehensions on behalf of our national existence more deeply heartfelt, or more closely intertwined with his possibilities of personal happiness than those of Franklin Pierce. The Wayside, July 2nd, 1863. Consular Experiences. The Consulate of the United States in my day was located in Washington Buildings, a shabby and smoke-stained edifice of 4 stories high, thus illustriously named in honor of our national establishment, at the lower corner of Brunswick Street, contiguous to the Goree Arcade, and in the neighborhood of some of the oldest docks. This was by no means a polite or elegant portion of England's great commercial city, nor were the apartments of the American official so splendid as to indicate the assumption of much consular pomp on his part. A narrow and ill-lighted staircase gave access to an equally narrow and ill-lighted passageway on the first floor, at the extremity of which, surmounting a door-frame, appeared an exceedingly stiff pictorial representation of the goose and gridiron, according to the English idea of those ever-to-be-honored symbols. The staircase and passageway were often thronged of a morning with a set of beggarly and piratical-looking scoundrels. I do no wrong to our countrymen in styling them so, for not 1 in 20 was a genuine American, purporting to belong to our mercantile marine, and chiefly composed of Liverpool blackballers and the scum of every maritime nation on earth, such being the seamen by whose assistance we then disputed the navigation of the world with England. These specimens of a most unfortunate class of people were shipwrecked crews in quest of bed, board, and clothing, invalids asking permits for the hospital, bruised and bloody wretches complaining of ill treatment by their officers, drunkards, desperadoes, vagabonds, and cheats, perplexingly intermingled with an uncertain proportion of reasonably honest men. All of them, save here and there a poor devil of a kidnapped landsman in his shore-going rags, wore red flannel shirts in which they had sweltered or shivered throughout the voyage, and all required consular assistance in one form or another. Any respectable visitor, if he could make up his mind to elbow a passage among these sea monsters, was admitted into an outer office, where he found more of the same species, explaining their respect.